Okay, so I'm going to introduce this really quick. I'm Annemarie DiSalvo from DiSalvo Interiors. This is Katrina Saidai, also from DiSalvo Interiors. I'm going to let these lovely ladies introduce themselves. But basically, this is a little bit of a round table. It was born at the Libby Trade event when we were standing around talking and saying, well, we should just get this on camera. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do today. We don't know where the conversation is going, but here we go. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay, I'm Rose from RFG Electric.
And I'm Bonnie Reich from Symmetry Closets. And
I'm Sheree from Symmetry Closets.
So I don't even know where to start, but we're going to start with how we came into Libby really quickly. You and I have discussed this before, and I'm so excited that you're on camera today because you're never on camera. And you have a lot of good things to say,
Thank
so
you.
I'm looking forward to that.
the producer.
She's the producer. She's the rainmaker.
Absolutely.
I help.
Tell me what you do at Symmetry first. We'll start there.
I've done many things. I mostly support Bonnie, and I support whoever's needed in the endeavor of designing, manufacturing, installing custom closets, and then also in creating the opportunities, meeting the right people who have the need, who can connect us with the other people that have the need. My title is project manager and commercial sales manager, and so I do all things related to that and others.
And so how did you get into closets, or is your background cabinetry, what?
Well, so I got into custom closets because
I don't know why you're laughing, but we're going to find out.
Bonnie started the business. Bonnie's my wife. And so she discovered the niche that is custom closets and found it fascinating. Started the business, and then I supported it from the beginning. I helped with networking, I helped with marketing, I helped with whatever I could. And then as the business grew and things changed for me, I had worked in the corporate world, had a lot of sales experience. I have legal training. I have a lot of communications background, marketing, all that. And so I brought everything to Symmetry and have helped to grow the company, have helped to develop different ways of doing things and
Okay,
help.
but it's not easy working together as a couple.
No.
That's not an easy thing to make happen. I adore my husband, and I would stab him in 30 seconds if we worked together.
Yeah.
So how does
Not a lot of stabbing, fortunately.
How does that dynamic work?
We lock up the knives. And so we're okay.
Just butter knives in your home?
Yeah. Just,
The little plastic ones.
It takes a while to slice things, but Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, it is. We argue, we fight, but that's good. I mean, that's where you get the best ideas you have comes from, people with strong ideas that are willing to fight for what they believe is right. Mm-hmm. So I think that's okay. Then you make up and you just, you brush it off, say, I'm sorry, and move on.
I just had this conversation yesterday on the Libby bus. Yesterday was lobby day with someone because they were making a major change in their career. And I said to them, I said, well, change is never easy. Change is always painful. Like if you think about any major change in your life, you have to go through that metamorphosis and come out the other side until you realize, how good it was. And with that, I'm going to pivot to Rose because you were talking about your major change. And I want you to talk about how you wound up not only in the electrical field, but then at Libby.
So it all began working corp, but I was actually working in the telecom industry. But from the very beginning, let's fast forward to how I really began. So I began actually in finance. So that's how I began, just numbers. That's all I like, just reading books, numbers.
That's not normal. That's just not, it's terrible. It's terrible, but go ahead.
So it's so funny because I actually interned for Turner Construction for a year.
Oh, wow.
And when I interned for them, I was doing like account management, and I was like, oh,
wait, you know what they call Turner interns, don't you?
What?
Turner Tots. I swear to God. They call them Turner Tots. Yes.
Wow.
That was like Well, I'm turner tot.
You're a Turner tot.
So that was fun. And then, so I was doing that. And then Dubai had an opening for Boston Consulting Group.
Like
so,
Dubai, the country.
the country.
Wow.
Had an opening. So I flew to Dubai to try to get to this interview.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And bomb that.
I
Did you
stayed for
really?
a while.
I
That's
did. I
so
was
great.
there for like 2.5 years working for construction out there, but for an
fantastic.
electrical firm, so specialized. I was like, oh, electrical. I kind of like this. So then, as Rose would do, she starts studying everything electric. So then I just ended up falling in love with it. And then I ended up coming to visit my mother back on Long Island. Went out for a bar, met my husband, ended up staying here.
There you go.
So now I live here. I took a job in Manhattan. I was going between Manhattan and Boston. I was working for a company named MyCom. It was very exhausting at the time. And then I just was like, okay, let me find something closer, and went on Indeed and found Rich. I was like, oh,
Okay.
RFG Electric. Where are
So
we?
are you guys electrical engineers or are you electricians? Like, do you create the plans or execute?
We do all of it. So
Okay.
we can do engineering. We also fix engineering. We do electrical designs. We also fully execute
Wow.
from
great.
beginning to end.
How big is the team?
Our team is 20.
Oh, wow.
So we have a team of 20.
That's great. That's great. And so, and what are you doing? Are you wiring up hi-hats? What are you doing?
Oh, so what do we do? So
No, what do
What do
you
you
do?
do? Specifically, what's your role?
okay. Best way to
Jack of all trades over here.
I'm jack of all trades. I'm your notarizer, your estimator. I'm joking. No,
Really?
seriously.
Capable.
So I pretty much do all of it. So my job there is to estimate. But I start off as a project manager at RFG Electric, just to oversee kind of the crews, the teams, making sure everything matches budget, schedules are on time. That's my job there. And then one day my boss comes to me. He's just casual day, 3.5 years ago. Hey, you want to learn estimating? Like, why not? Is it numbers? A lot of numbers. Like, why not? Let's try it. Tried it, fell in love with it. Awesome. I get to
That's not
Do all
a
the numbers
sentence
I
you
want.
hear every
No,
day.
it really
Tried
isn't.
estimating,
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah.
Numbers.
That's
I was like, I
great.
get to do calculations for fun? He's like, yeah,
That's fun.
yeah.
Makes sense.
Wow.
That's rough.
Does it?
Yeah, because of the finance background, you know?
Yeah, that's
Right,
true.
I guess
Yeah.
so.
And anybody who would fly to Dubai for an interview is going to jump right in.
Yeah, you're passionate
Kind
about
of gives
that.
you an excuse to fly to Dubai,
Yeah.
right?
And stay for 2 years.
I mean, guys, my husband's a math teacher.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it really?
Ah.
Everything
It's
around
a
me is
numbers
numbers.
house.
That's why you hit it.
Yeah.
That's why you're. There you go.
I'm like, hey, husband, make a new formula for me.
It's a numbers house.
It's a numbers house.
That makes sense. Okay.
So, so I do everything the estimate. So I'll give you an example. We're doing 184 units with a clubhouse. So I would estimate everything down from the wire down to the outlets, down to the nugget we use. So all that is estimated, goes into our plans, lighting design. So say Annemarie or DiSalvo Interiors, they have their own, they'll have their specs on the plans and design. So I would follow it to a T, send everything out to our supply house. I would get those numbers back and then plug them in. Then we have a full package. Once we have that full package, it goes out. And if we win, then it still goes back to me again.
Yeah.
So I have a question. You mentioned our drawings. In relation to us collaborating and working with designers, we typically call out hi-hats and decorative fixtures, but would you guys be able to take exactly our drawings, implement them into yours, and do like an isometric or a photometric to give the like certain output of light? Like we may put a hi-hat here, a hi-hat there, but in relation to the ceiling height, is it enough
Right. Is it enough
spread.
enough of a light spread? And not only
Right.
that, we're often asked to provide the photometrics, which we do not do. Photometrics, which we do not do for the load of the the electrical load for the building.
Yes.
It's way outside of our wheelhouse.
So photometric design, we do not do.
Okay.
But we can just look at a plan and know from experience. We know, certain output and distance. We're like, that's not enough lights. You're gonna need like 4 more in space.
Right. Okay.
It's just from like
But
really
you don't
knowing
perform the loads.
products.
That would come from the MEPs.
That would come from the MEPs, but we can do load calculations.
Okay.
That I take the wattage of the fixture and I do a bunch of math.
Okay.
And then convert it to your amps, and I'm able to put it into our panels and tell you exactly how much load you have.
And then, so did Rich belong to Libby, or you guys joined when you were part of the team? How did you come to Libby?
So Rich actually found Libby. I believe someone recommended him Libby, and then he found Libby, and then he's like, "Hey, you want to come to this dinner with me?" I'm like, "Why not?" He's like, "Time to get out the office, Rose. You need to like breathe a little bit.
Get away from those numbers."
All you do is look at plans. He's like, "Got it. All right, boss, let's go." And then I met all you beautiful ladies.
It has been fun. It has been fun. I'll never forget the first morning that I met Rose was at one of the Libby breakfasts. Probably had to be 2 or 3 years ago.
Libby breakfast.
One of the
Yeah,
associate brothers.
Early
Exactly.
associate breakfast,
Yeah.
And I don't know, I sat next to her and we started chatting, and she's like whipping out pictures like, the girl climbs mountains. And not like little hiking hills.
Kilimanjaro.
Really?
Oh wow, really?
Look
Like
out
with
for
gear
my
and
trip.
everything?
2028.
Wasn't there one
Wow.
like Death Mountain or something?
Oh, so I did Angel's Landing.
Oh yeah.
Angel's Landing, Half Dome. The deadlier it is, the funner it is, I
The
guess.
deadlier it is, the fun.
More fun.
More fun. Okay.
So then I did Kelly is one of my trips. Denali is one of my trips. I do like to climb. I don't know why I do it. I think I just love being
Does your
on
husband
top of the
climb?
clouds. No, my husband has asthma actually. So when I sleep in my little tent to, start training for acclimation, he's like, "Hey, can I burst your bubble?" Like, because I'm like in this tent, so you have to train yourself to like breathe. So
Really?
it's
The
a mental
altitudes
thing.
and everything like that.
Because the altitude.
So they take oxygen out of your bubble and
So my bubble is for me to sleep. So
Right.
it's like less air.
so they take it removes oxygen from that particular
Yeah, from the room.
sealed off environment
Correct.
to train you not to die in your sleep on the mountain.
Pretty much. Yes. That's what I'm learning.
Excellent.
So then-
Sounds useful.
Right at the office.
We should do this,
Minimum.
so then,
I'll do Mohawk Mountain. That's all I'll do.
We should go.
so,
Lemon squeeze.
I mean, the highest, my last hoorah, I call it. My friends are like, "Yeah, right, Rose. You're probably going to be on the side of a cliff with your clips on." I'm like, no. This is my last one. I'm just going to do Everest and I'm going. That's
Everest.
it. I'm done.
Okay.
That's my
Everest.
last one. 2028, guys.
All right.
Okay.
My insurance went through.
You have to have separate insurance for that?
Yeah.
Apparently.
Your life insurance, all that needs to be covered properly. They won't even let you on the mountain without
can't
proper
even.
That makes
experience
sense.
of
What was
previous
the
mountains.
craziest thing
That's
you ever
amazing.
did?
It's amazing.
Craziest thing?
Yeah, like
Craziest thing.
Crazy
I've been on
Rose
the-
over here.
I've been on the tilt-a-whirl. Yeah, the tilt-a-whirl.
And you, Miss Sheree?
Well, we were talking about skiing before. So I went skiing as a teenager because we had a class trip. It was a lot of fun. And at that point, I discovered that I really don't know what I'm doing and I shouldn't do it on the side of a mountain. So I stick to cross-country skiing now.
Oh,
nice.
okay. Well,
Very
that's good.
similar.
Love it. It's very hard.
That's fantastic.
That's very
A lot of
nice.
fun.
Leisurely.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's hard. It's really hard.
That is very
But,
true.
it's
but yeah,
hard.
no flying off the side of a mountain or anything.
Right.
So yeah.
And you?
I don't know.
Well,
What's
Katrina, we like
what
to
is
keep
the
Katrina
one?
on the ground. She has a tendency to injure herself. tripping over her own
bars.
feet. Yeah.
Join us on terra firma.
Yes, I think so. I'll stay on the ground.
Yeah.
I do love snowboarding though.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay.
I
So
can,
see?
I can hang with that.
Uh-huh.
But on the lift, I'm afraid of heights. So yeah, I'll stay on the ground. What about you?
No, I don't do
anything
anything.
crazy?
No. I'm like you. I'm like
Oh,
the tilt
hold on.
whirl. Yeah.
Missy.
Cyclone once. Yeah, did that.
Your sharks.
Oh, I
Sharks.
did swim with
she
sharks.
swam with sharks.
I did swim with sharks.
Hawaii, right?
Yeah, in Hawaii.
Wow.
We were about 5 miles off of the
Wow.
coast of Oahu. I was with my son. He was 16 at the time, and his buddy came with us, and we kind of dropped off. We were in a cage.
Yeah, but
full
still,
disclosure.
That's still pretty
Come on.
So-
have you seen a movie?
Away from the
Any
shark.
movies?
No, we were like, we were literally in the cage.
I'm not that
The
wild.
cage was about 8 by 8,
Uh-huh.
and they threw chum in the water. So
What?
literally, we were surrounded by sharks. It was wild.
And you tell me
It
about
was wild.
Yeah, we've
mountain
swum
climbing?
with dolphins.
No.
Like we're
Yeah.
the swimming with dolphins kind of thing.
I wouldn't even go in a cage.
That's dangerous too.
Oh, really?
We
That's
swam
what?
with
No, she said
a
I wouldn't even go in the
dolphin.
cage.
Oh.
I'm right there with
We
you.
swam with the dolphin and her baby.
Mm.
And
Oh.
let me tell you,
That could
the
get
trainer
dangerous
was like,
now.
Yeah,
do
it's
not
true.
go near that baby.
Yeah.
Mom will kill you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
And we went, no
So maybe we swam with an angry protective dolphin.
that was it.
You know.
That was a big adventure.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
That was, yeah.
that could be dangerous.
We're not adventurous here. We do we like outdoorsy stuff.
Yeah, we
you
like
know?
zip lining. We've gone zip lining all
Yes.
over. We've done,
Kayaking.
yeah,
But it's very,
Yeah.
not half down.
yeah.
What do you mean? She swims with. She
I was
with
in a
sharks.
cage.
That's
was
crazy.
completely
Yeah.
protected.
Yeah.
I was
Have you
completely
not seen
protected.
any movies? Come
Jaws.
on. Come on.
But that's not realistic.
I'm scared of the deep end in the pool.
Oh my god.
I think a
That's
cage
so
is
great.
even- That's crazy.
I was in a cage.
There's chum all around.
Yeah.
Yes.
fine.
They didn't get to me. It
Don't
was all
hold
good.
bars either, right?
No,
Nonchalant.
no, you're
Oh,
like
yeah.
floating in the
Yes.
middle of the cage,
Yeah.
and you're absolutely.
Mine is controlled
Yeah.
danger.
Yours is
So was mine.
controlled danger.
So was mine.
You're dealing with an animal.
In a cage.
What
What's
a
around?
mountain?
Well, they didn't put the shark in the cage with her.
No, they
Now
did
that's
not.
a different story.
No, that's
You're just, I bow down to you. Like crazy.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
So the synergy, right, between our businesses, and we've talked about this before, and how we take a set of very preliminary drawings and we hand them off to you, and somehow you make magic out of it. Talk a little bit about your design process, working with a designer or an architect, or working directly with a homeowner.
So it's different. When we get plans from designers, from you, a lot of that has been laid out maybe by you guys or an architect, and they're very general. They're like, here's a closet and here's an L shape. Do something.
Make it work.
And we have to, but we could do that L could be, it's just 2 lines on a paper. It's just a symbol, but it doesn't really tell us much other than maybe some basic dimensions. So we have to kind of, guess based on experience. If we're looking at, doing a bid, if, to go in really basic, to just come up with a preliminary budget number and then see what happens as it develops.
And that's always tough because
Very tough.
Yeah, because if you give a baseline and they don't want baseline and then they don't want to pay more, then that's a really kind of
But that's where we have to back it up with verbiage. So that's what we
Sure.
say. This is a shelf and a rod.
right.
That's so we try, out of 3/4 millimeter, and we try to be, because we can't back ourselves into a corner like that,
Of
right?
course.
But again, we get something nondescript, and we try to come back with something very basic nondescript. But on the other end, when we are given more detailed information, then we can develop a more comprehensive vision. And like I said, those 2 lines on a plan,
Yeah.
once you elevate it, once you start looking at 3D, there are hundreds of combinations of materials, features that can can be in that space.
Yeah.
We talked about this before. What does a closet cost? And I say, well, you could spend, it could be, $600 or $6,000 or $60,000. It really depends on what those two lines wind up meaning.
You know what we were finding really interesting? We were working on preliminary plans for a client the other day, and we took the 2D elevations that we did in CAD, and Doris here in our office fed them into ChatGPT, gave them a color palette, and it rendered it.
Oh yeah,
beautifully. Are you guys using that at all as a tool yet?
No,
not for that.
Not for that.
Because we have to be very accurate in what we're doing, and we have to really represent the materials based on what we can actually purchase, right? So we try to really be very specific, because we could put ourselves in a bad spot if we do that. So we use we use software that's designed for our business, which is cabinet making. And embedded in that software is a ton of information that we've been programming and constantly upgrade that accounts for, all the hardware, all of the, the
deductions
prices,
that you have to take, when the angles,
the heights of things, how they come together. I mean, everything there has a ton of information in the background running in the back of the program that allows us to be able to generate prices very quickly. So we can't really use just representation.
And we do have a simple, fairly simple 3D view that does a lot, particularly with the homeowner. So like in the homeowner context, a lot of it's about education, about what it is that we're talking about, what is available, what'll fit in your actual space.
Everybody
because you get the inspo picture and it's like this, and what you got is, and can I put a desk in here? It's like, well, yeah, but do you want to sit down? Of course. You have to be able, the clothing will hang out to here, and you got to step past it, and you don't want to be going through sideways, and so there's a good part of it that's that, and the 3D that's in our program is really, really helpful with that, because it enables us to, as best we can, to represent how it'll feel to be in the space for somebody who has less knowledge about looking at the visual and translating it to the personal. And so it's very helpful in that respect. And we try to keep it in a realm that'll actually work with the space to store things in a useful manner.
The cool thing about, got into CNC manufacturing, and I decided that to stay within our design program. So this program has the ability to go from screen to machine.
What does that mean? Screen to machine.
Yeah, screen to machine. So
that's so important.
Basically, the idea, they call it push button machining. It's a lot of buttons you got to push.
Wish it was that easy.
You get to the machine. But the concept is that I don't have to then take a design drawing that we produce and bring it and recreate it in another program. So within the same program, I have a manufacturing side. So the designers don't have access to that, but I'm the engineer of the company. So I'm not an engineer, but I'm a design engineer.
Sure.
But I'm able to then take that design drawing and convert that into parts that you can run on a CNC machine. So we've all got programming in it.
And each of the parts gets labeled. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's incredible.
So where they go in the space.
It takes the oops factor out.
Right. So it's just, our part of the business is, it's different than interior design. It has an aspect of it.
Right.
But we're also trying to save time. We're trying to limit the amount of conversions that we have to do to get to that end product. So
of course.
It's great that we're able to do that. It's still a lot of work. Not every part that the designers use, you can't just push that button. A lot has to still be massaged, and I'm always trying to improve the output based on,
yelling at it.
I know.
Trying to get it
I
to
have some experience with what you're talking about, because in kitchen, like true bespoke kitchen design, they're using similar type software. But it always reminds me of the 3D printing. And have you seen the 3D printing of homes in concrete?
amazing.
Yes.
It is
It is
fascinating.
amazing.
And have you
very
seen
cool.
it, Rose?
Yes.
Incredible.
Okay, so how does that work with MEPs? Like they're printing this shell in concrete, and then you lay in all of your MEPs into that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just
Easy
it's
peasy.
fascinating. It's
Yeah.
fascinating.
That's great.
What has been your most unlikely connection, alliance through Libby so far?
Unlikely?
Yeah, like you think to yourself, well, I didn't think we'd be able to do business, or I thought, you know,
I would say B2K. That one
Okay.
was a surprising one.
okay.
That one kind of just fell on my lap.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, hey, Peter.
Yeah, they're a fantastic company.
And he
John
does-
Weiss is our president this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's
Congrats again.
Yeah. You're doing a great job.
So it's like he does numbers. I love numbers. So it makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was a very unlikely relationship.
Mhm.
We actually ended up doing Sutton Landing and Patchogue for
Nice.
this.
Nice.
So that one was fun. He's very knowledgeable in like the way they want things. I would say one thing that I love about B2K, which you don't find with working with a lot of developers, is how organized they are. Like when it comes to, you could be organized with paperwork all you want, but when it comes to the field,
Mm-hmm.
it's a very different story. They're
Right.
organized in both aspects, internal and external.
Are they using like a Procore system to track their projects, a building connected?
Actually, they track their projects through Procore, but everything like financial wise is done still
Wow.
manually by hand.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Pencil.
That's amazing.
It's like, what?
That's amazing. And I'm going to ask you guys the same question. What is your most unlikely?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, for us,
Fit
we
with everybody.
we came into Libby, and we've been networking for a long time. We know a lot of people. We're good, honorable people in the world, and so we have lots of friends, lots of industry friends. And so I think the unexpected thing for me was that we came into Libby, we were brought in because
Who
Gina
brought you?
just was like, you just have to come.
Gina Farisa.
Gina Farisa. Yeah, Gina Farisa. Yep. And we knew each other from NARI, and me and some other folks have been trying to get together a women's group for a while. And so she's like, we've got a women's group, you got to come. So, and we're grateful. I think the most surprising thing was all these relationships that we had, and then they introduced us to other folks
Yeah.
that we didn't know.
Exactly.
And that
That's
we
a good
wouldn't
one.
have known but for joining Libby. And then we have these, these wonderful working projects that we have with folks, and that, keep choosing to work with us
Right.
again and again. And it's, that was unexpected, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, I was a bit skeptical because I didn't think Libby would be the best place for us, and I was wrong. It's a great place for us. I mean, just like we said, we came in and we could not believe how many people that we already knew in the industry. We're so much on the residential side. It was hard for me to see the connection, but there's so much blending, and I don't know much about the builders side. We work mostly with designers and contractors, but I wasn't aware of how many builders have a contracting side,
Yes.
and
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's something that, I've never been a builder. I just don't know. But you wouldn't necessarily know that because that's not how they're known. So you know people, right? So I think that was really interesting. So that's been great, and we've had just an incredible experience with working with people that we were surprised. We're like, well, we didn't know you did contracting. We thought you were developers, and we thought you were builders.
That's
or-
interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's been kind of interesting. And then we have a side where we make closets, but we also make basic cabinets. And so we've been making some like basic, frameless vanities, or desk units, kitchen cabinets. We can do that kind of thing.
Well, we
It's not-
love our desks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
My
very,
favorite.
very custom. But we do that, that type of thing where we'll build like just file drawer units and stuff like that, or kitchen bed. We did our first farmhouse sink base cabinet.
Oh,
That
nice.
was kind of
That's very
it's like, oh well, yeah, I can figure that out. So we've been doing more and more of that.
Right.
It's a little bit. We use a different part of our program to do it because you have to. Unlike closets, they're flat packed. So they're designed that we load them onto a shelf as flat pieces, onto just a van. And then they are assembled into these, big units,
Vertical.
but they're wall to wall. The cabinets are different.
Yeah.
Cabinets you really want to assemble in the shop,
Yes.
and they have to be picked up as a unit and then put on a truck. So we use a little bit different method to do that, but
Sure, and it has to
something
be able to
that-
hold the weight of the countertop, and sink, and all of those.
Yeah.
well,
things.
it's really the racking, right? It
Yeah.
can't, closet systems are backless systems, and the kind of camming that you do, if you put it up and it's swaying, and we lock it in place on the wall to stiffen it. Cabinets have to be stiffened as a unit, so you
Okay.
can
And
pick
then
them
you
up,
put them.
and they don't come out of square.
Right.
So a little different. It's a different camming, different technique, but a lot of people don't know we do that. So we do that.
FYI.
So it's a part of the thing.
Sorry.
So it's not something that we advertise. It's not the main part of our business. It's a little sub thing.
Right.
So I think that's kind of cool how you can work with different people and different ways or different aspects that
I
that's
second to that too. Because so when you go into Libby, I believe especially for new members, it's probably best to come in with no expectations because you have no idea. It could be big. So
It can be intimidating.
it could be.
I've heard that a lot.
There's a lot of people.
And a lot of big personalities
Yeah.
and a
Yes.
lot of big businesses.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It can be very intimidating. Because it's like hundreds of people in the room.
Yes.
Like you walk in, you're just like,
7
whoa.
something.
Yeah, we're over
7
700 now. So
Yeah.
720, 730,
720 something.
wherever we are. But
Yeah, you basically have to come in and just be ready just to meet people and be ready for that growth, that next level. Because what I love about Libby? There's so many different types of businesses.
oh yeah.
Like it's everyone.
Yeah.
Insurance, restoration, electricians, plumbers, closets, interior designers, developers,
yeah.
contractors. It's everything. So I would say that, and then you could just meet someone today. So say I meet Annemarie or a designer. Annemarie would then introduce me to a different, a contractor. And then I would then work for that contractor. Or I could meet an insurance guy. That insurance guy needs an electrician.
Right.
Right.
So then
Yeah.
it all works out.
Well, quite honestly,
it all intertwines.
you guys were just introduced to the office and you said, "Oh, I need your card."
Yeah.
I
I was just at a house and they need closets.
Yeah.
I was like, wait,
Yep,
I
we
need
can
it
help.
right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Literally
Yeah.
taking a picture.
Yeah.
Here you go. I found a closet.
Right. Well, that kind of stuff happens all the time.
It does.
Yeah.
Libby's great with the subgroups, right? Because the subgroups, the first meeting we went to was Captain Bill's, right? And we walked in, it was I don't know.
And that's a
800
very well
There's a
attended
lot
event
of
every
people.
year. Yeah.
We were
Like, wow.
what?
It can get really overwhelming walking into that
A
room
lot
and it's
of
a sea of
people.
people. It's just
Yeah.
where do you go?
It's a town.
A Libby town.
It was wild. So, but the subgroups,
Yeah.
attending the associates, council, the meetings, the breakfast,
Yes.
the women's group,
And the committees.
Yeah.
the
They
committee.
are
the
key.
committees.
It's so great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Committees.
that's where you make those individual relationships.
Yes.
And then that, like you said before, you knew somebody, they introduced you to somebody else. And then
Exactly.
that's how your circle and everything grows. And I think that's the key element that, Rose said, when you're walking in, don't have any expectations, just walk in with an open mind, make those relationships, show up, and just keep that going. I actually had someone come up to me and gave me a story. He was like, yeah, someone came up to me, he was like, how do you know this person? He was like, well, because I show up and I make contacts. I'm friendly. I do what I have to do to make those contacts and to follow up and just to keep my face relevant in the space.
Yes.
And that's how one of the reasons why he's been so successful, because he shows up and That's
Yeah.
the big thing.
Yeah.
It's-
Dave Bloom said something to me when I first joined. I was maybe a few months in, and he said to me, he goes, it's very easy to walk into a breakfast or to walk into a dinner and go up to the people that you already know.
No, exactly.
He
Mhm.
said, always sit at a different table.
Yeah.
Never have breakfast with the people that you know. Find a
Right.
table that you don't know everybody, and
Mhm.
that's the table you want to sit at.
Yes.
And he's right. He's
True.
right. Now,
That is
you
very
guys
true.
have been in for a few years. You've been in for a while. It's hard to get a third of the way through the room
Yeah.
because you're saying hello
It's
to
true.
everybody.
Yes.
And you know,
It's like, I'm
It's
trying
true.
to be that new realtor lady.
That's true.
I gotta go through.
Sheree's very good at that.
Yeah.
She's very good. She's excellent at
How do you-
networking.
Thank you.
okay, but how do you extricate yourself when you've done what you need to do? How do you extricate yourself, in a good way from a conversation to move on to the next person?
A really great
Ah.
way. A really great way. Is to
Sheree's got
grab
it.
somebody else who might be relevant to that person and introduce them.
Ah.
And then you stick around the conversation for a brief while, and then you're no longer needed.
I'm going to use that.
That's smart.
That's
So,
fantastic.
Sheree has a lot of professional sales training. So when I have no professional sales training. I did retail furniture sales when I was very, very young. That was it. But
That's trial by fire.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
you either have the personality or,
Right.
or but there's no training. Like you just sell them something. Okay, sell them something. But Sheree's been through a ton of professional sales training, and all the science behind it, and all of the corporate deep understanding of what moves people and
Right.
how to connect to people. So she's been amazing. She taught me a ton, but
Wow.
I'm nowhere near as good. Because I get hung up. I have the same thing. I walk in and I'll get maybe a card or two. Sheree come out with 25 business cards. How'd you do that? Goes, what you just said.
Well, when I'm bored at an event, I'll just if I'm at some, I've gone to events, not with Libby, but other things they're just not, the room is full of people that are not good fits for me.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it's just not industry specific enough. It's one of the things we've talked about with some of the MWBE events
Right.
that you go to these and
Yeah.
because we're a woman-owned business, New York State certified, and y'all are too. And so we've talked about how we can get this to be really helpful to the people that need it and also to us, to help people to access the funding and to access opportunities for us for that. And so some of the events are just too general.
Yeah.
And so I'll be like, there's just nothing here for me. And it's but I'm going to stay for the information. I'm here. And so I'll start introducing people oh, all right. So painter and, I'm looking for, somebody to, and have you guys met? You should meet. So
Matchmaker. So you're the matchmaker.
That's me.
You're the matchmaker.
And then I'll leave. I'll be like, I got some good things done.
So I did not know that about you, that you had all this,
matchmaker.
serious corporate sales training. So fascinating. I'm thinking young professionals need Sheree
that would be-
to come
that'd
and
be
talk
fantastic.
to all the young developers and
Wow.
all the third generationals
Sure.
that are coming
That's a
in
good
and
idea.
That's
starting.
a really good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can talk about what that could look like and what
Yeah.
would be useful. Yeah.
Love that.
Would
Not
love
that I
that.
just put you on the spot.
Sure.
Really?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I think it's really it's about people. It's interesting.
Yeah.
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 You should do that.
Okay.
Really good at it. Sheree taught me how to give a good presentation. How to speak in front of a room.
Mhm.
And I got pretty good at it.
You're very good
but
at
she really does know quite a bit.
That's
about
awesome.
it.
Sure. That'd be fun.
That's
I would
awesome.
love that.
Thank you.
I'll be
Yeah.
there.
When I first started in business, my friend Anthony, who's a painter, he said you have to come to this business networking group. It was like a tip.
Mhm.
And there, a lot of people, have issues around like LaTip and BNI and stuff. But boy, it's a great place to learn how to give your 30-second elevator pitch.
Yep.
Because you
Yep.
have
Elevator
to keep
pitch.
doing it over and over and over to explain your business, what you do, why you're there, what you're looking for in brief, and also to then give a presentation for 20 minutes, an extended presentation.
Yeah.
So very good train. But how do you do that? Nobody knows how to do that when they first start.
Right.
So so young
Yeah.
professionals, if they're not, haven't practiced at that,
Mhm.
it's really important to be able to
It is
Yeah.
very
It really is.
important.
Yeah, whether you're going for funding or whether you're selling a job, no matter what it is, you've got to be able to. If
Sell
you
yourself.
can't sell yourself,
That was one of those
exactly.
things that I actually struggled with in the beginning was kind of doing that elevator pitch. So it'd be really good for me to be there and kind of see that aspect of it.
I
So
love
I'm
it.
actually pretty much like an introverted person, believe it or not, guys. I'm an introvert.
Stop. Yeah, Katrina
Yeah.
says that about herself all the time, and I'm like,
I think we
I am.
all are a little
I
bit.
am.
right?
think we all are.
Thank
some.
you.
not.
Yeah.
Some.
But you
Yeah.
not even a little bit.
Okay.
work on it.
Yeah.
I think we're all a little shy and stuff, but you work on it.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the most basic skills, right? In
And most
business is
important.
being able to do your little thing in a concise way.
I think the short and sweet of it, honestly, is to connect with people and to ask people about themselves. It helps if you're
Yes.
interested in people just as
Yes.
people, because people are interesting.
Yeah.
And if you ask people about themselves, then they start talking and telling you things that are good to know, and you find things in common, even if it's just like growing tomatoes. Like you can have a whole business relationship
That's
with somebody
important.
that
Why-
starts
why-
with
why-
something like
it's
building
important.
tomatoes.
Oh,
wow.
You know, like and
cool.
that's it. Like you just then you get out of your own way. You stop feeling self-conscious. You stop feeling like you're there to ask for something.
Right.
You're not. You're just asking them to talk about themselves, and then you see if there are opportunities for you to work together. And it's less off-putting. It feels less salesy. It feels genuine because it is.
Right.
And if the
Yes.
least that you walk away with is a good friendship that is a connection with somebody that then you can say hi and be happy to see them, even if no business comes of it, fine. Then you'll talk to somebody else about business next time.
And quite honestly,
That's good.
having that conversation, having that common ground, the next time you see that person, when they remember, they're like, oh, wow, that person remembered this fact about me. Like, it's kind of, it's
true.
nice. So,
Yeah.
and it also just makes them appreciate it and think about you more,
It's
Right.
true.
Yes.
you know?
Yeah. Plus it's
It's the small
fun.
things.
Someone needs faucets. First thing they'll think about is that tomato conversation.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
true.
exactly.
Yeah, that's a literal thing.
Or
That was
Rose
from-
climbs
that was from-
mountains.
It's true. It's true. Yes, and those are memorable things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun,
Exactly.
right? It's cool.
Well, ladies, thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure having you and chatting today. If anyone has any questions or comments or no, scratch the comments.
Don't say a word.
We don't want your feedback. But yes, we're all here to do business and are looking forward to working with everyone.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. This was fun.